Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new, you're welcome. Join the family. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 4 regrets that I have as a content creator. I've been a content creator for about 10 years now. Like, I started in days of blogging, and I've had my fair share of things that I would have done differently if I know what I know now. Okay, so if you're a new content creator, or if you're just hoping to learn from other content creators mistakes, you can stick around to the end of this video. So the very first mistake that I feel like I made was niching down. I know people are always saying niche down. I know that all these social media gurus and coaches, that's like the #1 tip that they always give you when you say you want to grow on social media. They're always like niche down. Niching down is good to an extent, right? Because creating on one particular topic, okay? And if you're not careful, it kind of boxes you to talk only about one thing. Now, I'm not saying that you should just not have bearing as a content creator. I'm not saying you should not have a direction or you should just be talking about everything under the sun. However, I'm of the opinion that as a human being, there are so many more interests to you. So instead of niching down, what you should think about is building a personal brand, right? And building a personal brand that is relatable to a specific audience. So I would say hone in on the audience that you want to talk to, not exactly the topic, if that makes sense. So for example, if you are somebody that you're in your 20s, you want to talk about fashion, but you think like to the average 20-something-year-old who loves fashion, what other things do they care about, right? If they are dressing up, they more likely also want to wear makeup, right? So those two would go together. Also, if they are wearing makeup, they probably care about their hair, right? So if they care about their hair, they care about their makeup, they care about how they look, they probably care about perfume, you know? That's the way to think about it, right? Even for me right now, I create a lot of content for content creators and creative entrepreneurs, but I'm not just here to just give them like business tips or to just tell you, oh, this is what you should do when a brand reaches out to you. I'm also thinking about, okay, on the days where you don't want to put up your camera and speak, how is your mental state at that point, right? That is content that a creative entrepreneur or a content creator can relate to. As a content creator, you will share it in it. You know, if you've gone through a long day of filming, when you get home, you want to eat, you want to chill, you want to wind down. So I'm creating a list of movies that you should watch so that you can relax when you're home, you know. I'm also thinking as a content creator, you should look nice in your videos. You should dress up. Or if you're a content creator or a creative entrepreneur who gets invited to a lot of speaking engagements, you should look nice when you are going there, right? So if I see a blazer or a top that I think will look sick at your speaking engagement, I'm gonna talk about it. So I think content creators should think more about the audience that they are trying to talk to, the pain points of that audience, the different pain points that, you know, the average person in that audience or in that demographic has, over niching down by topic. Number 2, and this is a very funny one, but I absolutely regret that I did not stay on TikTok and was consistent with TikTok during the pandemic. The pandemic birthed so many content creators and influencers. Like, I have this strong feeling that if I had stayed consistent on TikTok during the pandemic, I probably would have grown way more than I have grown now. My personal brand would have gotten to a certain stage. I would have been one of those early adapters that brands would have wanted to work with, because I would have been one of the first people in the space at the time. I opened a TikTok account during the pandemic. I didn't really understand the app. I was like, is this app for kids? What's going on? Everybody's dancing. I didn't want to dance, you know, things like that. And then I left the app. I stopped using it and I did not, you know, go back to TikTok until I think late 2021. And by that time, things had gone far. Things had gone far, okay? Over a year had passed, and a lot can happen in a year on TikTok. I can tell you that for a fact. The third thing I regret is not pitching influencer marketing agencies way sooner. As somebody who has worked in agencies for so long, it is something that I know that a lot of the agencies have huge marketing budgets. Like the big brands that have big budgets, most of them don't manage their influencer marketing campaigns in-house. They always hire an agency to do so. So I knew that, but the state of mind that I was in at the time, like 90% of my energy was going to my 9-to-5 job, which was working at influencer marketing agency. Like I never had enough peace of mind to apply all those things to my own personal brand, and I absolutely regret it. I feel like if I had been pitching agencies way sooner, they would have known about me way sooner. One of the reasons why it seems like as a content creator, brands are not reaching out to you, sometimes it's not malicious, they just don't know you exist, right? And if most of their marketing budgets are going to these agencies and the agencies don't know you exist, how do you close that gap? By introducing yourself to them. So I wish I had been doing that more often, like reaching out to them on LinkedIn, reaching out to them via Instagram, reaching out to them via email, introducing myself when I go to events, striking up a conversation, making sure they remember me, following up, you know, all those little things were things that I knew, right? I just wasn't doing them. And that's one thing. There is always a difference between knowledge and application, right? If you know everything in this world, you have all the knowledge, but you are not applying it, like how are you different from the person that doesn't know it? Did you say something? Yeah. How are you different from the person that doesn't know it if you have all of this knowledge, but you are not putting it into practice, you are not applying the knowledge? So that's number 3. And the last thing is not saying no way sooner. As a content creator, if you want to make it in this industry, you are going to learn how to say no a lot, because you will get a lot of crazy brand inquiries, right? A lot of shady brands, a lot of crazy offers, like even sometimes even from the credible brands, they just offer you some kind of money that you're like, do I look like I'm selling tomatoes? Do I look like I'm selling groundnuts? Why would you offer me this kind of money? I wish I had learned to say no way sooner. Like no to gifted collaborations. Gifted collaboration is when they just give you the item and they give you deliverables, but they don't pay you. I should have said no to way more. I did too many gifted collaborations when I started. I should have said saying no to even paid brand deals that weren't really paying good money, right? Like a brand deal that will pay you maybe $200 or $400 when you should be charging maybe $800 or $1,000. This comes sometimes as a result of being non-confrontational. So I went through most of my life being non-confrontational. If someone does something that I don't like, sometimes I would just tiptoe around it instead of addressing it head on. And I've just gotten to the point in my life right now where I'm like, bruh, is either it's worth doing or I'm not going to do it at all. If the rate does not make sense, I'm just not going to do it. Like I might as well buy the product and talk about it if I like it, right? So there are just some kind of money that is just insulting. Like when it comes into your email, you're just like, who is this for? Hell no, I'm not gonna do that. So I wish I had learned to say no way sooner. So that's pretty much it. Let me know if you can relate to any of these mistakes or regrets. I would be in the comment section, and let me know if you want me to touch on any other topics that relate to content creators or creative entrepreneurs. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.